All right, this video is a concept video. I've been called out to this property to take a look at what can be done for heavy water flow conditions, for walls that are falling down, stairs that are falling apart, and for some recent pipe sewer line repair work that they had done that opened up a little bit of a flat area for these homeowners. So this video, the purpose of this video is to outline a concept of what might be possible back here and what some of the solutions look like. It's going to stop short of giving actual pricing and quantity of materials, but it is going to lay the foundation for what ideas we're going to look at budgeting for and what numbers we're going to look to target as we move forward in this process. So a few things that are evident to me and that have been discussed briefly with the homeowner is the neighboring property has a very steep hill that's coming down. So there's evidence of a lot of water that's moving. And what I can see here, this is how I see evidence of water moving, is see how these leaves are pushed back almost in channels. You can see how everything is matted down here. The roots of this tree are matting down. You can clearly see the waterfall effect of how water is moving across this property. So even on a nice dry day like today, I can look at this and say, yep, I see how a whole bunch of water comes right down this side. So I know I need a solution that protects this side of the property. When I'm looking at water coming down and I see that it's coming into one specific area, that's when I can look at a drain box, okay? I know water's coming right to here, or I know I can change the grade in such a way that I can direct water to come to one specific point. But when it doesn't come to a specific point, as in this case, when water comes all down the hillside from a bunch of different directions, that's where I look to a dry creek bed to say, what can I use that will capture water from 100% of this location, almost like a moat that protects a castle. Sorry, I'm getting killed by mosquitoes here. And I would look to have this large channel of riprap stone, and I choose riprap over dry creek, over river rock, because this is not an area where the decorative nature of river rock and the related cost would probably be worth it, because behind me where this water will discharge, this is all natural drain creek area back here. So that leaves us with, so that's step one, is addressing this side hill with drainage. Step two is addressing this new flat area. And if you look at it, it's very heavily shaded back here. So the chance of establishing a lawn is going to be unlikely in just about every scenario. I mean, there's fescue, there's some shade-tolerant zoysias, but it's pretty unlikely that they're going to successfully establish a lawn. So one thing that I think this would be great for would be to open this up with a really nice artificial turf area. That's going to look amazing. If I look up this hill, I can see, again, more evidence of water. Here's where I see, I'm seeing all these roots washing out, so I know water is also coming down this side, not too far away from where I was just standing, but it's also coming this way. So my goal would be to run that creek bed all the way up the side of the property and eliminate water coming in this direction, and but demand that all that water coming from that side stays to the boundary line of the property and runs straight out. Before I get to this is the downward side. This is where a lot of the excavation work was recently completed. This downward side was built up. You can see clearly this dirt was built up. It was graded out real nicely. But with the water problem that they're still having, it's not going to be long before this dirt just completely washes out and they're back to having a sloped area. So I want to do something in here to save this dirt slope. One of the ideas that I have is simply building a small retaining wall along this side that can be used structurally to support this dirt. But it's imperative that no matter what gets done here, water upstream of this gets addressed. So one of the definite challenges is, you can look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retaining walls in here. There's 5, well, 4, and then a set of stairs that's still like 2 or 3 timbers tall. So the first one would be, questionably, is that considered a retaining wall? But there's definitely 1, 2, 3, 4 retaining walls. They're made out of 6-inch by 6-inch pressure-treated timbers. There's no reason they should have failed other than the fact that there's water, but these walls are like completely bowed in, and maybe you can get a better idea of what they look like. Like you can see right back in through here, you see how that is not level. None of this is level. Everything is coming down, 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 down at that slope right there. So everything is just sloping downwards. In here, the stairs have fallen apart. These timber stairs that were once nice boxes have completely eroded with water underneath. So in my new plan, it's like, okay, we're going to take out 4 retaining walls. Do we really want to go back in with 4 retaining walls and have all this plant material? Personally, I would think that if we cut this landscape back about 4 feet, we'd regain more yard space back here. I would prefer to build 1, possibly 2 retaining walls, maybe 2 retaining walls about 3 foot high each, just to have a little bit of barrier back there. So you have a bottom wall, some slope, and then a top wall. And that's enough just to retain it. Get rid of all of this plant material because it's huge, it's overgrown, it doesn't allow you to, it's not really inviting into the backyard. I would continue with a staircase, but I don't think it's necessary that the staircase has to follow the same course, because right now it goes up, turns 90 degrees, turns 90 degrees. It makes like 3 or 4 left-hand turns. I would rather bring one nice stone staircase in from the bottom and kind of just curve it all the way up and around. So you can still have access to the deck stairs, but you just have this one nice stone staircase. Eliminate all of these timbers. Those 2 walls would come in and meet somewhere right around the middle of this yard. For the remainder of the yard, just do general cleanup. So it's really about half of this yard here and back. This would all be this really nice artificial turf area, small retaining wall, 2 smaller walls here. Eliminate the stairs, get rid of all of this, put in a stone staircase, and go from there. So that is kind of a very high level 50,000 foot view of what I would imagine is possible for this job. Now, the next step will be to go back to the office and translate this into numbers and math and make sure that a budget of this project is formally thought out and put together, and then align that with the client's budget and see what is possible from there. If we have to make some adjustments or some other considerations, we can do it from that point. But this is hopefully gives you a broad idea of how to approach a job. And I will say this, with addressing the water is the #1 most important thing, because you can put turf down, you can do all these nice beautiful things, but if that water comes 2 weeks after we finish the job, it's going to mess everything up again. So address the water, step 1. Address the retaining walls is step 2. Retaining walls, stairs, and access, because again, we want to really open this up. This is just busy, lots of stuff going on. I want to open up, make it clean, and then put that artificial turf down and just make it look so inviting, so warm, so welcoming, and just a fun area that they can come back and enjoy. So I hope that helps you, give you some ideas on how to address what might be a potentially large project. Thanks. Have a great day.